2.
Well, hey all, and welcome back. And today I have a quick review for you of the Toa Heavy Industries Synthetic Human. This is the 1/12 scale version. This is from 1000 Toys. From my understanding, this is a sub-company under Sentinel. So we have a very nice looking packaging here. We have the figure in a kneeling position, a nicely designed logo here, as well as a awesome reflective black ink here. On the side, we have that. It's a very elegant box. I really appreciate the photography and design of this. And this design here is actually a slip cover for what we get inside. And you can see the full figure here, which is the robotic with skull face, additional face, and 4 hands. And then the back has some more text, all very nicely designed. But let's go ahead and get out of the packaging and see if it's worthy of our collection. And out of the packaging, we have a set of instructions here, which actually show something that may be missing from the box. I don't know if this was something that was included or just references using a tool, but behind the eyes, behind the mask, it is posable. And I'm not sure if this camera will pick up, but you see these 2 little pegs down here allow you to turn the eyeballs so that you can change the way they're looking, which I'm going to leave these straight for now, but that is just such a cool feature, especially on something so small. I mean, you can see the back of the mask is the size of my finger. But that said, we have this very eerie looking skeletal face behind. This is the main thing that we see. Some wonderful detail sculpted into it. Now, I did want the 1/6 version, but I have missed the boat on that one. They've done a few other ones. They even did a G.I. Joe variation of Snake Eyes. But yeah, this is just very cool looking. It's sort of got that Ghost in the Shell or some other cyberpunk aesthetic in here. But overall, really, really digging this. But to change out the faces, we just pop off the primary face. Find it easier if you pull from underneath the jaw and just wiggle it out of there. Set that aside. And then we can take the more, I don't know, maybe iRobot looking face. Something that's a little bit more pleasing to people. It still has a little bit of that uncanny valley, but it's a little less creepy than the skull version. I do like both versions, but this is a very articulate figure. Not only do we have the 4 hands that we replace, we have 2 other variations. We have a holding hand and a closed fist. But for now, since we're doing this quick, we'll just leave the hands alone. But we do have rotation at the wrist, rotation on the peg. We have double jointed elbow. Very much feels like a Figma, if that gives you an idea of quality. We have rotation at the bicep. This figure is very light, so my camera is kind of wrestling with the white point exposure. We have a very cool shoulder joint. Look at that. So we have all this rotation and this sort of cup that helps compensate for the gap. That's very nice. Movement at the head, very slender neck, lots of muscular definition, as well as this cool spinal detail. But it's joint at the top. Looks like a double joint at the base and one inside the skull. And then the neck itself. So it can be very expressive. Really dig that. Then for chest, look at this. We have really nice crunch. You can see these layers in here that will collapse. Can go back just as much, side to side. Some very realistic movement. This would make a very good figure for doing drawing. Has some really good realistic proportions as well as lots of posability. Then for the hip, we have another one of those skirts that helps hide the joints. So we can move around there, rotation, in and out. Does kind of collide there, so we don't get a full split, but that's pretty acceptable, if you ask me. Double jointed knee. Look at that, goes all the way back. Nice ankle, toe tilt, rotation, and we can tilt it like so. This figure really lends itself to a lot of posability It's pretty well balanced, and with all the different elements can be turned, you can get some very realistic movement out of this. And it's just enough to where you can push the boundary into creepy or interesting. And even though it's sort of like a high-end action figure, it is almost like an art toy just because of how it displays. I find the plastic quality very nice. We have this juxtaposition of very glossy, smooth plastic that's almost like a composite armor on top of a more matte, textured plastic that might be sort of like the next layer underneath. But the combination of the two is really nice. I really like the details added to give a sense of access points and seams that it would be assembled. This is a really nice looking figure, and I'm very glad I got it. Very cool figure. I mean, the aesthetic, if you like that sort of cyberpunk ghost in the shell aesthetic, I definitely think this is worth picking up, especially if you want something even just for a drawing figure. But like always, let us know if this is worthy of your collection. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you all next time.